Hi there. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the power bank that my brother-in-law bought from Temu, and obviously we are going to be testing its protocols and its capacity. So let's get to it. This is more or less how it arrived, so no interesting box or whatever. But at the end of the day, if this has its rated capacity, which should be written around here, it's actually quite a nice power bank. So the battery inside is 20,000 milliamp hours, but that's at 3.7 volts because it's a lithium battery. We are interested in what we can get out of it at 5 volts, which is 12,000 milliamp hour. So this is what we want to test and get around to that. Probably we will not reach it, but if we are close, then it's okay. Here we have the standards that it was tested against and hopefully passed. Model number KP09 and in-out on the Type-C connector. It also has the old micro USB if you want to charge it with that one. Okay, it has a few variants, but I'm not sure if it knows power delivery or quick charge only. But we have a tester that can tell us that. Output on the two USBs also. This might be quick charge, we'll see. And input on micro USB 5 volt 2 amp max. So that's a bit lower power. Yeah, overall it has 22.5 power delivery, so it's written here. Quick charge 3.0 and power delivery. Okay, we'll see. So it actually should be charging quite fast at 22.5 watts. So a bit weird that they didn't write in here the protocols, but as long as they wrote them here, doesn't really matter. So we have a little display. Obviously on video it's flickering, but in real life you don't see it flickering, telling us the capacity. EXJ, maybe, is that a J or I? Who knows? Here I think there's a bit of a burr from the plastic injection, or a bit of I don't know, bending of the plastic from injection. Does it affect anything? No, not really. So yeah, let's see. The cable, yeah, it's a flimsy cable, that's for sure. It's a cheap cable. I'm going to be testing with it to see how much it puts out, and with a proper cable. Let's see what else. These are not for it, are for a socket. We will be making a video for that in a different video. And for here, Spanish, French, probably Chinese, Italian, and hey, did I miss English? English. Okay, it's a positive phenomenon. No, it's a normal phenomenon. It's not positive. We don't want heat. Heat means losses. Do not place it near fire or heat. Yeah, obviously. Don't want liquid into this thing. Local regulations. Yeah. Standard charger. Okay. Do not drop. Yep, makes sense. What are the languages? No, the rest of them we saw. So, yeah. Without further ado, let's plug in a tester into this and see if it can recognize the tester first thing, because this is a really low power device, the tester itself. So many power banks don't care about it when it's plugged, they don't recognize it. This is one of them. So let me try and lock the resistor. Okay, so keep the pull down resistor because otherwise this will time out. 39%. And at this point, oh, wrong one, test the protocols that it supports. And we are ready, auto detect for all protocols, and let's see what it gets us. Oh, and we seem to be getting lots of protocols. I like that. Let's see power delivery. Come on, complete already. So it sees, let's go in detail. The Apple 2.0, 2.4 amps, that's the standard dumb USB that all devices, many old power banks and power adapters had this 2.4 amps output, and it was actually this particular dumb USB protocol, and it's good that it supports it for older devices. Let's go in here. So it knows 11 volts, 2 amps. Yeah, okay. Let's see in quick charge, up to 12 volts. This is quite a good advanced fast charging. I think it's this one. Supercharging protocol, up to 25 watts. Nice. And fast charging protocol. So it also knows the Chinese protocols for Chinese phones. So it should also charge Huawei's, for example, quite fast. Nice. What do we want to do now? It's at 40%. So let me see if I plug something into it, with what speed will it actually charge itself. Okay, so I will plug it, actually I will plug into it a Samsung 45 watt charger that has basically all the protocols that this should be able to support. Nope, don't resume previous task, because that was a protocol detection task and we do not want that. It negotiated 27 watts, but clearly it's not drawing 27, it's drawing 17 watts, which honestly it's good, it's decent. I'm going to test with another charger just to make sure that I'm giving it a fair chance with all devices that I have around. 17 watts, it's not quite what it can do, probably max. Let's see, 12 volts at 1.6 amps. Or how much does it give us on input? Type C is the fastest, obviously faster than micro. So let me be back in a second. Okay, so the absolute fastest would be this one, but that means about 19.2 or something like that. But it went to this one, 9 volt 2 amp, which is obviously 18 watts, and it's getting really close to that. So it is going higher, it's rising. Yeah, it's doing what it says it's doing. Let me test with a different charger, just because why not? So this is what we were using to test up until now. So yeah, up until now I'm actually impressed by it. It's doing exactly what it says it can do. Let's see on this one. Yeah, more or less the same thing, and it's going up. But we don't see a protocol yet, so I have no idea on what protocol they decided to talk to each other, but it's going up. And it's going to the 12 volt variant. Okay, so we might get a bit more with this. Let me allow it a bit to increase. As you can see, we are at 18 watts and it's still rising, but really slowly. But yeah, we are extremely close to the 19 watts. That's the absolute max, and could be also down to my charger, to the way they talk together. This is the charger that it was on now. Yeah, I like what I see. Now let's see in reverse what this can do. Let's go on the Huawei P30 Pro of my daughter with a proper cable first time. What will it give it? I'm going to let it settle for a while. So they settled on power delivery 3.0, but not at a high speed, so I'm going to try again. Sometimes re-plugging it in will change the protocol. So power delivery 18 watts, 4 watts, 5 watts, 6, and still rising 7. And then it drops down, and probably they discussed a different protocol or something changed. But I've seen this flakiness with the Huawei P30 Pro on other chargers, so yeah, I think it's more about the phone and not the power bank itself. Or actually, I shouldn't have unplugged it. Let me try on a different phone. This is a Samsung. Let's see what we get here. So they decided 13 watts, but it's already above that. Where will it go? 14.5 watts at the moment. Is it rising? A bit, but not much. I'm going to leave it and be back in a moment. And this seems to be the common ground that they found. I think I've seen this phone drawing closer to 18 watts from other power banks, but it depends a lot of what they talk with each other and what they decide together that it's best considering what on the voltages that this gives, on the current. Yeah, there are many factors at play here. Let me try with my S23 Ultra from Samsung and see what that one will draw. And again we have almost 15 watts. Yeah, this can draw way more than that, can go to 45 watts. So it's just about, again, I cannot do this with one hand. Be back in a second. Tried to unplug it and plug it back in a few times to see if it negotiates a better protocol, a more powerful protocol. No, still stays here. So yeah, okay, at least on the phones that I tested, it seems to get stuck at about 15 watts. Can't really get to 22.5 watts. But I think I'm going to try with something else. I'm going to try with a power bank. I've seen this drawing 65 watts like it was nothing. So, but this is full. So initially I'm going to give from this one to this one until this drains quite a bit, and then do the reverse and see what happens. In case you want to see the other ports with the included cable, yeah, let me try the other one. So the included cable is quite weak. I'm going to test these ports with a different cable also, but anyway, you want to use as much as possible the Type-C output to get more juice out of this. And the second I plugged in a proper cable, it went to a much higher current. So the included cable is only good for really weak devices, and honestly I would not really use it because you do have a risk of this thing shorting out really internally. It's quite a weak cable, and it will slow down everything where it doesn't need to be slowed down, because in quick charge you can see it's doing again almost 15 watts. So up until now it's kind of topping up at 15 watts, which isn't bad. So this is drawing from this one for a while at about 16 watts more or less. In terms of heat, no, absolutely normal. Just a tiny bit warm. This one, yeah, exactly the same. Just a tiny bit warm, telling us they are actually working. But yeah, all good. And now let's see. So charge it through here. And let's see who decides to charge who, because both of them have in and out on Type-C port. So that's gonna be interesting. This is a bit of a weird thing with power banks. Yeah, unless you are using one of the ports that marked clearly as out. I don't even know if this one has one. Yeah, it has actually two. I don't know why I forgot that. And a type, no, not Type-C, micro USB that's always in. We might need to use that one, but I don't know if it knows. No, that one doesn't know any smart protocols, so that's not good. Will that work? Hopefully this will help us with the direction of the flow. I don't know for sure. It depends a lot of what they negotiate between between them and what decides to be in and what decides to be out. What's flickering? This one's flickering, so we go in wrong direction. This is out, this is in. No bueno. Let me think. Let's try like this. Let's see what happens. Still this one flickering. This one always wants to draw power from something, and this one seems to be more geared towards giving juice to devices than taking juice from devices that are both power banks. My absolute final chance of seeing this get to the 22.5 watts is trying to give power to a laptop, basically. I've seen this laptop pull about 60 watts, so it knows how to do that for sure. Nope, about 19 watts. They talked together to the 20 watt power delivery. I think we will not see more than this. Anything that I try will not give us more than this, but it's still quite okay, so don't get me wrong. This is fine, absolutely no issues, but it's not quite 22.5 watts as they tell us. In case you don't trust my tool, this is showing the same 18 watts. I will fully charge this to 100% and then we can test its capacity. Also barely hitting when charging, so that's really good. This is at 100%, so now we can start testing. If I could actually plug this in. Yeah, it's okay like this. So we are starting to count the milliamp hours and we are drawing 2.5 amps at 4.89 volts into this thing. So let's see how much it will be in the end. Still going, so we might get close to 12,000 in the end. We'll see. And this is fully discharged. I'm going to remove this. Actually, let me press maybe. Nah, it cannot give us enough juice to start this, but I can plug it into something else. So 11,840 milliamp hours we got out of it, and it was saying, if I remember correctly, 12,000. So that's, yeah, perfectly fine, and it's an honest capacity. They were not lying. And that's about it for the video. So in terms of output and input power, it's almost as they say. For input it's really close to what they say, for output a bit below, but anyway still good. And in terms of capacity it's right there with what they say. So yeah, I would recommend this thing. In safety terms, I have no clue what protections they put in place, and I'm not really going to test any of those. But yeah, these days even cheaper power banks like this one for 12 euros are decently safe. So that's about it for the video. Ask in the comments if this thing still continues to work normally over the years, and see you in the next one. Bye.